Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel once again for another Walking Dead video. Today we're going to talk about an interview that Danai Gurira recently did, talking basically just about her career, the things that she's been up to, her history with Marvel, and what's going on with Walking Dead. And yet again, we've been teased with the possibility of a future for Rick and Michonne, what it could hold, if they're going to be back at all. So I just wanted to talk about that article real quick and just kind of go over what she said and just talk about, what's going on with Walking Dead as a whole, with their characters, with Daryl Dixon, just everybody, what the Walking Dead universe has become over the years. But this interview is just, like I said, it's just this Metro.uk talking about Danai's career, her involvement with Marvel. Will we possibly see that again? And of course, talking about Rick and Michonne, talking about the ones who lived, when they came back, what they decided to do with that story, and if there's any possibility of any continuation with those characters. But she had this to say about Walking Dead. We left the audience with cliffhangers on how both of us left the series. The world needed to know what happened to Rick Grimes, and the world needs to know if Michonne finds him, she added. So it felt like the right thing to do to bring them back to complete the story that we proposed that we would complete. So, at this point, it's been 6 months roughly since the end of The Ones Who Live, or coming up on 6 months anyways, and we still have no idea what's going on with those characters, if they're going to come back and do some additional story, have the reunions that we want to see. And of course, the interview veered in that direction, and they talked about it, and they asked her, will we see this power couple on screen again, whether it be TV or in film? And her quote was exactly, I cannot say a thing, I cannot say a thing, I can't. So we're being left on the hook. They're keeping that flicker of hope alive. And I have one way to feel about it, but then again, it's nice to know that the possibility is still there, but they just won't come out and say it. Maybe it's because they're not 100% sure. It just kind of probably all depends on schedules, on stories, because Andrew Lincoln and Danai have both said that they're open to returning to these characters. Andrew Lincoln, earlier in the spring, maybe early summer, where he had an interview talking about his new show over in the UK, where I think it's a limited thing, says that he is open to coming back to do more Rick Grimes, but I think he's wanting to take this break doing this other show, playing this other part. But he says he would do it if they went back to basics. They went back to basic survival drama type stuff, where they're not dealing with a new villain every so often, or they're kind of getting away from, I guess, these bigger stories and just getting back to what Walking Dead was when it first started, where Rick Grimes is just simply looking for his family, trying to navigate this new chaotic world where we just don't know what's going on with that. Do I hope that they bring him back? Absolutely, because I want to see certain stories wrapped up with Daryl, with Maggie, possibly Negan if they decide to go that direction, because as we know, the timelines for Maggie and Negan's show, for Daryl Dixon, for The Ones Who Live, are just all over the place. Like Dead City, I believe, is about 6 or 7 years, or somewhere in that time frame, ahead of the events of what happened with the end of The Walking Dead. The Ones Who Live, I think, somewhere right there in the middle, and then Daryl Dixon is only a couple of years after the events of the end of Walking Dead. So it's hard to say what they want to do, how they will do it, and just the logistics of it all. So I'm really hoping that they come up with some kind of solution to get these characters back, to give us the closure that we so desperately want for these stories and for these characters. But at this moment, it looks like we're being left with that little flicker of hope where we could possibly see it. But more than likely, it's still several years from now would be my best guess, because I don't think they're going to be jumping right into anything, because they want to have the right story. They want to give probably these actors some time away from this world, away from these characters, so they can recharge their brains or their thought process, or just simply give them a break from this so they can come back fresh and do what they want to do with these characters. And probably this time around will be the final adventures of Rick and Michonne, if they were to come back. And I think that they're going to do it in a way to where they're not giving us a choice, really, that this is going to be it. They're coming back, they're finishing these characters, finishing the story, and they're just going to move on with their lives, which at some point we do have to let them. But I think if they do come back, it will be the last outing of Rick and Michonne. But anyways, guys, I just want to give you that little tease, that little update, according to Danai Gurira, what her thoughts are on her and Andy Lincoln coming back to play these parts again. and it looks like the possibility is at least still there. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully we get some kind of indication or just some kind of updates that's more so a clear yes or no, rather than just kind of this keeping us on the hook and slowly letting us down or slowly giving us hope. I just hope it goes one way or the other and we get a clear answer of what the hell's going on with all of this. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, you enjoy this type of content, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, of course subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you next time. So take care. Bye.